Hi, my name is Chloe Cerino, and I'm one of the dietitians at Balance Eating Disorder Treatment Center. The holiday season is in full swing, and I wanted to take a few minutes today to talk about a few quick tips for navigating the holiday season while in recovery. So the first tip is to set boundaries for yourself. This is a time of year that most people are surrounded by more friends, family, or other loved ones than we normally would be in other times of the year. And of course, this year it might be more via Zoom or a different kind of phone or video call, but either way, this is equally important. Setting boundaries really is a form of self-care. It can be helpful to discuss in advance with your loved ones or even just your treatment team what you feel comfortable talking about or not talking about at the holidays. It also can be helpful to think about how much time you do want to spend with friends and family. It can be totally natural to feel like, since this is a time of year that most people are seeing friends or family, that you want to spend as much time as possible with these people, but that's not what works for everybody. So we do encourage you to have a conversation with your treatment team or a trusted loved one in advance to think about what kind of conversations do you feel comfortable having or not having? What kind of time do you want to spend with your friends or family, and how would you want to limit that if you were to limit it? Setting up these boundaries in advance can really help set yourself up for success. So going into the holiday season can be as minimally stressful as. The second tip is to identify the support system you have and really to use them. So going back to the first tip, it's so important to know who in your family or who in your friend group or other loved ones you do feel are supportive and can be helpful to you in establishing and maintaining your boundaries over the holiday season. So thinking about who you'll be seeing or calling or whatever else it might be this holiday season, and identifying who out of that group really you feel comfortable leaning on if you do feel that you need some extra support during this time of year. It's totally normal to feel stressed out or any kind of anxiety during the holiday season because it is different from the normal day-to-day life that we usually experience. So knowing who your support system is can be helpful both in advance to help set up the boundaries like we talked about in the first tip, but also to feel that you have them there if anything is to come up for you while you are having your holiday celebrations. And make sure that you do use them as well. So not just identifying who they are, but also really relying on them for support. So always feeling free to call a loved one or text someone or schedule a video call with someone who you feel really understands what you're going through and can help you navigate any difficult feelings that might be coming up. The third tip is to schedule free time for yourself. So this is the time of year that most people have some kind of time off from work or from school, even if it is just a few days. So during this time, people often feel that they need to maximize every last second they have, whether it's spending time with loved ones, taking care of errands they normally wouldn't be able to, helping out those in need, or anything else. When really we do need to consider that what we do for ourselves matters a lot too. So during the holiday season, be sure to schedule in some self-care time for yourself, whether it's booking a spa appointment, if that's something that's safe in your area, or even just something as simple as knowing that you'll have one full evening to spend watching a movie, reading a book, or doing something else a little more low-key at home. Doing this really allows us to be our full productive selves when we are back to our normal day-to-day lives. If we don't allow ourselves to have breaks, it can be really hard to work up to our full potential. So really understanding that and taking this time to relax a little bit and schedule in some self-care time for yourself can be a really beneficial thing during the holidays. Number 4 is to try your intuitive eating skills. So this is something that some people will be more ready to do than others. But if you feel ready to try this and your dietitian and your team agree that it could be time to try some intuitive eating skills on your own, this can be a really great time to do it. Usually during the holidays, people are spending more time at home or maybe at a loved one's house or somewhere else that isn't as intense or isn't as busy as other times of the year. So really taking that opportunity to lean into checking in with your hunger, your fullness, and your satiety cues, and even allowing yourself to take a step back and take a breath during meals if that feels like it'll be supportive to you. A lot of times during the regular day-to-day life, we feel that we have to eat at our desk or eat on the go or at school or some other place that maybe we can't be as mindful around mealtime. Since most of this isn't happening during the holiday season, we really can take that opportunity to use these skills that we've been building and see how you can practice them in your own lives. The other thing to keep in mind during the holiday season, while sometimes the food spread is a bit different than what it might normally be in your day-to-day life, is that all foods do fit. There are no good foods and no bad foods, and trying to remember to eat to your hunger, fullness, and satiety cues and check in with your cravings and see if you can honor them during this season can be a really great way to practice intuitive. And finally, tip number 5 is to enjoy time with your friends, family, or other loved ones. Like we talked about earlier, this is a time of year that people are usually spending some more time with friends or family than they normally would. And especially this year when maybe you haven't been seeing as much of them as you would in other years. So of course it is important, like we talked about, to set boundaries for yourself and also to build in some self-care time. But also this can be a very fun time of year that we can lean into hanging out with our friends or family, again, even if it is via Zoom this year. If you're feeling pressure from family and the types of conversations that might be coming up, see if you can lean into more fun and neutral conversation topics like your favorite movie or books or any pets or any maybe future travel plans that they're hoping that they can take care of in the new year. So again, checking in with yourself during all of this is very important, but also seeing if you can enjoy some time with your loved ones during this very special time of year. If you're interested in learning more about supporting yourself or a loved one through recovery during the holiday season, please head over to the Balance website where we have plenty of blog posts as well as some videos and webinars on this topic. We also regularly have contemplating recovery support groups, which are all taking place virtually right now. So you can sign up for those as well right through the Balance website. And finally, if you're interested in booking a 20-minute discovery call with someone on our admissions team, you can do that right on the Balance website too. So I hope you learned a thing or two about navigating the holiday season while in recovery, and I hope you have a very happy holiday season.